All right, scholars, so we are getting right back into our math block. And who can remind me what we have been talking about? You're right. We've been talking about things that are exactly the same and things that are not exactly the same. Now, yesterday, we learned about something new. And we learned when things are the same but a little different. So remember, we had our markers that were the same, but a little different because they were different colors. And we had those pencils that were a little different because one was sharpened and one was not. Now, if you remember, at the very end, we were looking at a piece of paper and a Post-it note. And we talked about how those are the same, but a little different because they are the same in that they both are used as something to write on, but they are a little different because they are different color, a different shape, and a different size. So they have those different things, those three things that we talk about, but they are the same because they are both used as something to write on. So now I'm going to show you. I have a fork and a spoon. Now, do you think that's because Miss Weed is eating some pasta right now and she needs to swirl it up in her spoon? No. I want you to think about how are these the same but a little different? Now, they're a little different because a spoon is round and you can use it to kind of scoop up things. It doesn't have anything that it can come out of. And a fork is obviously pointy and you use it to kind of grab things when you're trying to eat it. But they are the same because they are both things that we use to eat our food. So we use both of these to eat. Now, we're going to look at something else that is also the same, but a little different. So we are looking at some cups and saucers. Who can tell me what do they notice when they're looking at the screen? This is a tricky question, so it's okay to take a minute to think and see. Remember, we're talking about something that's the same but a little different. So we're now talking about use also. So remember, just like the fork and spoon were used for the use, now we're thinking about how are these cups and saucers the same and how are they different? Teachers, you can pause the video to have scholars think about why these cups and saucers are the same and how they are different. So I know that we may have a few different answers out there. So a cup and saucer. A cup is just shaped just like a cup, just like you would think of. Also, can be also called a mug. Then the saucers are those things that look like plates. They're flat. So we already know that they have a different shape because one's like a cup and one is flat. Now, are they the same size? Maybe because the cup goes on top of the saucer Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry, scholars. So we know that they're different. They have different sizes and shapes. So what is the same about these? I want to see those straight verticals. The hand is going in the air. You're looking at the screen and you're going to tell me, how are they the same? So we see that these cups and saucers are the same because they have the same patterns. So we see a cup and saucer that are both polka dots, ones that are little squares on them, ones that are a zigzag pattern, and the ones that go together that are stripes. So we see these pairs of cups and saucers that are the same because they have the same pattern, but a little different because of their shapes, especially. All right, scholars, that is it for math this week. I am so excited to continue to learn next week and keep talking about those things that make things exactly the same, not exactly the same, and the same but a little different.